Good morning, class, and welcome back to Hot School. Today's lesson is going to be on Chen, the panda, or as MFPT would call him, the priority panda. He's all about drinking, having a good time, and shielding while he does so. He is definitely a bruiser, and depending on how the enemy team reacts to him, he can soak up a ton of damage. But with that being said, let's get right into this.
I bring pandemonium.
Pandemonium. Get it? Oh. Alrighty, so we find ourselves on the Towers of Doom. We have on the friendly team Chen, Malfurion, Ragnaros, Raynor, and Junkrat versus Stitches, Karazim, Gul'dan, Orphea, and Kerrigan. Whew. So what's going to be dangerous for us, so Chen, his trade ability, which we'll go over here entirely here in a second, but he just sits there and he drinks, gaining a shield. What's going to be dangerous for us is we're going to be doing that, and Kerrigan can stun us out of that in two different ways. And then we have Stitches who can hook us. So there's a lot of opportunity. It's going to be a dangerous game for us. So at level 1, we're going to take, you know what do I want to take here? We're going to take, what was it? Freshest ingredients. So we're going to focus on getting some regen globes to empower our shields and stuff that we get. Our Q ability is called Flying Kick. It does exactly as it says. It's going to be one of the focal points of the build that we're going to go today because of the mobility plus the damage that it can do. Where Chen excels is getting to the back line of the enemy and then causing some chaos. That's one way to play him as a bruiser, and the other way is to play him kind of more as a tank. And we're just going to go ahead and sit here and drink, because, I mean, you know, it's Friday morning, got nothing else better to do. Go ahead and drink again, and we're going to come in on this Stitches, get a kill. And we're just going to go ahead and drink. And jump over that Gul'dan, kill him. Okay, so now that that chaos is done, I can explain Chen's abilities. As you may have or may not have seen a bunch of what he can do. So his W ability is was a keg smash. So in a very it's like the most tragic thing to see a keg broken, but you throw a keg of brew down, which slows the target, dealing damage to them as well. And then his E ability, just called Breath of Fire. I'm assuming that he's one of those people that takes those shots that are on fire. But you can light the brewed target on fire. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do this. We're gonna use Orphea to teleport over her, as such, as that's one of the things we want to do is use our Q to jump over people. But you can light the enemy on fire, dealing damage over time. All right, and so it gives Chen a decent amount of wave clear. Oh, come on, people. I'm waiting for her to use that. And we're gonna drink to try to stay alive, get that root from Malfurion, and then go avoid that Q from Gul'dan. Get in here and get to drinking. Whew, that was close. Okay, and so yeah, so as you can see, Chen's abilities do not cost mana, they cost brew. So you have a brew meter based off of using your trade ability. At level 4, we're going to take Deadly Strike. This removes the brew cost on our Flying Kick, and it increases the damage by 100%. So a lot of times I find myself playing as Chen and targeting heroes that are injured. Well, this is going to help us secure those kills off of that. We're going to come over here. We're going to get up a shield going here. And we're going to jump on this Gul'dan. Oh, no, you know what? We're going to jump on Orphea. She's rooted, and we're going to go ahead and light her ass on fire. Now we're going to come over here, and Gul'dan is probably going to outpoke us off this. We're going to try to take this thing. Maybe we get it. Son of a... Alright, we're going to go ahead and get our brew up, jump over Karazim, light his ass on fire. And we're going to go ahead and get back our brew. As soon as Karazim shows himself, we're going to jump back over him, light his ass on fire again, and get back more brew. And we're gonna, okay, we get out. We're gonna jump over Stitches so we can get out. And we're gonna go ahead and drink up some brew, light Stitches on fire. And we're gonna sit here and get some more brew. And we're gonna jump over Karazim again, light his ass on fire, and start drinking. And he's gonna die from the dot of the fire. Our heroes who decided to bounce, but we did okay there. We did kind of what our job is, and that's what you're going to see a lot in the playstyle that I play as Chen. I like to be really aggressive, typically on the healer, because I can use my Q ability to get to them very, very easily, and the amount of damage that we can do can be quite a lot. Excuse me. Alrighty, so once again, one thing we need to be focusing on, and we haven't really because that took so long, is we need to be getting these regen globes. We're just gonna go ahead and sit here and just absorb up all this damage, not doing any damage to us because we got the shields. So at level 7, this is where some deviation in builds usually happens with Chen players. We're gonna sit here, get this back, jump over Kerrigan, light her on fire, hopefully get her out of here. We're gonna go ahead and get some brew up. Oh no, I did not mean to do that, but we're gonna light everybody on fire. So had I chosen my ability there quicker, we would have a chance, but we're gonna take Boulder Flavor, which gives us a shield immediately when using our brew. So instead of having to sit there and drink the brew to gain a shield, we can just tap it really fast and gain a shield of almost 500 hit points, which is going to be huge for us. But one of the ones that you see a lot of Chen players take is Brewmaster's Balance. So based on the amount of brew that you have, whether you have under 50% or over 50%, you gain different benefits. One of which being kind of health regen, and hold on, we might be able to do something here. Jump over Gul'dan. Well, that didn't work. All right, we're gonna go ahead and pop our brew for that shield and try to run out. We're gonna die probably. Pop our brew again. Yeah, they kind of stuck to us. That Stitches hook. Stitches was trying to hook one of his allies, but got us instead. But yeah, so Brewmaster's Balance, if you're above 20 or above 50% or brew, you're gonna gain regen, health regen. If you're under 50% brew, you're gonna gain movement speed. Now the trick is, if you're completely out of brew and you go to drink, you can get exactly at the 50 mark on your brew, which allows you to gain both benefits. However, I like to have the shield because a lot of times you don't have the time to really just sit there and drink, but you have the time to press D once. So as you can see here, so we're exactly at 50 brew. So if we have Brewmaster Balance, we'd be gaining both of those. We're gonna go ahead and use our brew to gain up though. We can't really do too much here. We're gonna light her on fire. Kerrigan's shields are gonna nullify any damage that we could do to her. But I want to get these regen globes. We've been pretty bad about getting them thus far, and right now we need to not be fighting as much as we can, because the enemy has 10s and we do not. So as I've said in every video, and I'll continue to say in every video, XP is the most important thing. So now that we're at level 10, I'm gonna take Wandering Kegs. So what this does is this puts us in a keg, and we start doing, we have the ability to knock people around. We're gonna use it here momentarily, especially if they get this wall down. So one of the great ways to use this talent, so we turn into a keg, and while inside the keg, we are unstoppable, and we bounce people around. So one of the best ways to use this keg is to jump on the other side of them, and then move them into your team. So we were able to get that Kerrigan. I don't know what just happened there. I was getting out of dodge. He's dead. Junkrat's gonna die. I'm not even gonna go up and try to fight that. So one thing you gotta be careful on with Chen, especially against this matchup, is that their Karazim went 7-sided strike, which does percent damage percent health damage, which will wreck the crap out of us. We're gonna jump over this Stitches, light him on fire, slow him down a little bit. We're gonna try to clear out these minions here. So this is a hard matchup for us, just because of the amount of stuns and everything they get. So if you're going against a team that doesn't have a lot of stuns, Chen is a really strong choice because of this brew, and you can just sit there and drink in their face, and you can just do the thing. So we're gonna get up some brew here before we come over here and help Rainer flip in, and then we're gonna light them on fire. We're gonna go ahead and get back brew, jump in, light on fire. Rinse, wash, repeat. Gonna get brew again. And Rag got caught by the Stitches. And this keep is lost. Wow, their Gul'dan went, was it Armageddon or something? I don't know. I see it so infrequently I don't even know the name of it. Firestorm or something. I don't know. He's doing a thing instead of fear. Whatever it is instead of fear. We're gonna jump over this minion to grab this, and we're gonna go ahead and pop our barrel here. Oh, we're gonna die from that. I was gonna say we're gonna pop our barrel to stay alive there, but unfortunately we couldn't. I figured the enemy was going for the shrine, but they rolled all the way up to mid. So that was definitely my bad. Level 13, we're going to take Pressure Point. Flying Kick slows enemies. So what that's going to allow us to do is slow enemies that we jump on. That's going to be a dead Junkrat. No, maybe he'll live. I guess he lived. We got a Riptire. Haven't seen that in a while. Usually always see the air one. And heal up. Unfortunately, we were unable to kill that that Gul'dan because he was healing off of the Junkrat. We just don't have that kind of damage. They are doing boss right now, so we're pretty safe to clear out this wave. So we're gonna grab that regen globe, try to get a little bit more XP. Not much we can do. We can try some shenanigans if they don't already have the boss down. Oh, they are not doing boss. That would have been a perfect time for them to do so. Now they're going to be doing that camp up top. There's that camp. Gonna light all those on fire. And they should have done boss right there. We didn't have anybody up to stop them. Gonna go ahead and get back our brew. We can't contest anything because it's just us up here, so we just gotta sit and let this happen. I'm just gonna head and brew to nullify this damage. Our team is still dying on a 4v2. We're gonna go ahead and pop this Kerrigan into our base. Light her on fire, jump over her. We're gonna drink brew. The carries him on fire, but nothing else we could do there. Man, there's another one where we just don't have what it takes to win this. I'm go ahead and gonna pop that brew. That's why we took that talent earlier, so that we can get a shield as soon as we do it. We just don't have the oomph to compete right now. It's hard for us to stay in and fight because with all the stuns and everything that'll interrupt us from drinking brew, we can't sit there and drink in front of them. So that actually was GG. That was a quick match. Sadly, I didn't get to highlight everything that I wanted to on Chen, but hopefully you got to see where his benefits would be. He's really good at diving in on the back line, and in a couple of times when we were sticking to that charism and stuff in the back line, it was very beneficial. We were doing everything that we needed to do. We were living our best life. And then just the amount of stuns and everything that we had coming out against us, and our inability to do damage as a team, specifically focus damage, is what kind of killed us in that. So as far as talents go, level 1, we went with the freshness and ingredients, so we can gain a shield from drinking fortified brew. We might have been better off since we didn't even complete that, and that health regeneration didn't really play a big part. A lot of times I'll take accumulating flame, which does more damage to heroes as long as we're lighting them on fire. Now the other one, if you're going against like Rainer, Butcher, or anything like that, so you want to be a little bit safer, Vala. Elusive Brawler allows you to evade enemy attacks for 2 seconds. Super valuable talent when you're going against those specific types of comps. At level 4, we took Deadly Strike so that we could do more damage with our kicks, and we were able to do a little bit more damage in there. However, Keg Toss is also good because it allows you to do more damage with your Keg Toss, and after you've hit 20 heroes with the Keg Toss, you can increase the range of it and making it easier. And then there's Ring of Fire, which is very similar to like a Nubarak's ability where he's doing damage around himself, but after you use Breath of Fire, it's like you're on fire and you deal damage to things around you, which can also be a really good talent too. I think that's the thing is Chen does have a decent amount of build diversity, so he can choose like a lot of different things based on what you're going against. On level 7, we took Boulder Flavor, and that was for that extra shield that we were getting. But Brewmaster's Balance is something you see often, and that mostly for that movement speed to stick to targets when you're diving that back line, and then you get that health regeneration when you are in between and you're towards full brew. Let's see, and then level 10, we chose Wandering Keg. Storm, Earth, and Fire might have been good. So basically, Chen splits off into 3 copies of himself, all with less HP. And each copy does a different thing. So the Storm can grant movement speed. The Earth can leap to an area and slow enemies. And the Fire grants attack speed. So it's a pretty good escape as well, which is usually how you see it. You usually see Chens that'll pop into Storm, Earth, Fire, throw 2 of them going one direction and 1 going the other. The 2 die, and then Chen pops out after 12 seconds into that one that he had go into a different direction, therefore keeping him alive. I typically like Wandering Keg because, as per pretty much every character I choose, anytime I can adjust an enemy's position and stuff is usually what I'll take. Like, for instance, that Kerrigan, which we weren't able to secure the kill because we just didn't have the damage with us. But we took her from outside of our keep range to the opposite side of the keep and into the kill zone. But her ability to gain shields off of everything kept her alive, and then Karazim diving in with her kept her alive through that. Level 13, we chose Pressure Point, which would make us so that we could slow enemies with our kick. Now you could go to Touch of Honey, which increases the slow on the Keg Smash. I don't find that as useful because I want another slow, not necessarily to increase a slow I have. I want to get more slows out, not just make one a little bit better. Now, if we were going against some mages, Withering Flames would also be pretty good because you can reduce spell power, but honestly, Pressure Point, in my opinion, is the best in this tier, and I'd say like 99% of the time, because it's an additional slow that you can apply to heroes, and because it's from Flying Kick, you can do it from far away. And then at level 16, we take Flying Kick, or Flying Leap, which increases that range of that kick. And that's where Chen can get really deceptively dangerous. I've seen it numerous times with players where you can't judge how far he can kick, and then all of a sudden he's kicking from super far away and slowing you in the process. So a lot of times what you'll see 10 players do is they will do what I was doing, where you kick onto the target, which launches you to the opposite side of your target. Then you hit them with your Keg Smash and you light them on fire. Then you drink and you get back all of your brew. They're slowed, so they're not getting away anytime soon. And then you just rinse, wash, repeat, and you just stay with them. and it's a real easy way to 1v1 any target. Let's see, another one here that you see every now and again these days, not so much these days though, but enough to share. So that makes it so that when you are drinking brew, any other of your allies that are standing in that aura also gain a shield from that. You don't tend to see that as much these days because of the fact that there's so many heroes with so much CC and everything out there. It's hard to keep that, to be just sitting there drinking the whole time, but it is something you do see every now and again. At level 20, I usually take Untapped Potential, which increases the barrel speed by 100%, making you faster than a mount, grants you 50 armor, so you take less damage while you're in the keg, and you can jump over somebody like that Kerrigan. If we would have had this upgrade, she would have been dead because we would have easily been able to knock her all the way back into the kill zone on that map and keep her there. Now the other options you can have is Storm Stout Secret Recipe, which will heal you for 1.5% of your maximum health every time one of your basic abilities hit an enemy hero. So that can be really big if they're grouped up and you throw like Wandering Keg down and then you light them all on fire. Let's say you're hitting, let's say 5, let's say in a perfect world, you're hitting all 5 heroes with it, right? So that's, you're looking at 7.5% of your maximum health for the keg, 7.5% for lighting them on fire, plus you probably used a kick, so you're looking at 16.5% of your maximum health back in a matter of seconds, which is a huge heal. However, I tend to find more value out of the Untapped Potential, and a lot of times when people go with the other ultimate, the Storm, Earth, and Fire, a lot of times they'll take Elemental Conduit because they gain 100%. They gain 100% maximum health during that, and it makes their abilities a little bit better. But with that, guys, that is Chen. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we will catch you guys all next time.